Hey, Billy.
What's up, Andrew?
I have so much shit to talk about, man.
Brother, we have so much shit to talk about.
You know what? Let's make a fucking podcast.
But what are we going to call it?
How about so much shit to talk about?
I love it.
I love us.
Got so much shit to talk about. Got so much shit to talk about.
We've got so much shit to talk about.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Now that that's all settled.
For like the fourth time, little technical difficulties, never hurt anybody.
I'll bet none of you assholes realized or even noticed that we're pretty fucking late getting to this episode, but here we are.
Only a week and a day.
A week and a day. Yeah, I guess technically you're right. Testically speaking, you are correct.
I know.
So, that's a beautiful sound. That's a Gym and Coke, and the time is 10:59 a.m., and this is my second one. Am I developing a problem? Nah, that's up for debate.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere.
Goddamn right.
You know who that's not a beautiful sound for, though?
Who's that?
Some wives that get domestically beaten.
Yeah.
They shake, the guy will shake the glass.
Well,
He won't say, hey, will you please refill this? He'll shake the glass of ice. And if she doesn't refill it, then she's going to eat that glass with her teeth.
What's a man to do?
Well, see, we're in the zone where she actually beats me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it
which is actually
happens,
way
yeah.
more common than men beating women.
I
Women are more
absolutely-
aggressive than men. And that's a
100%.
fact.
Yeah, I agree. But, we live in a sexist society, and not what you may be thinking. You see, I believe that the general view of society is skewed towards making men look bad at all costs. So, therefore, I just can't get back, I can't get behind this whole feminism movement. Because I just think that the system is all sexist already.
The problem is feminism is about equality. Down to the roots. Feminism is supposed to be equality. But what it's turned into is people wanting to be superior.
Yes.
I mean, once you label the term for all equality for everyone, feminism, you're automatically saying that women are the ones fighting for equality. Yeah, it used to be like pretty bad for women.
Sure.
But then again, it used to be bad for everyone.
Yes.
It's just we went from hunter-gatherers to the men would go out and hunt and, go get fucked up on peyote or whatever. And then the women would do the shitload more. They would cure the meat. They would build houses, like wigwams and shit.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of the way it went for a long time. And I would say since the 70s, women started to get empowered.
Sure, absolutely. Well, and when women became empowered, they were able to leave the house and go pursue jobs and careers. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because it's definitely not.
Oh no,
But here's what happened when that whole movement began. The divorce rate went up because suddenly women, instead of being home, taking care of their children and doing the general housework that the little lady did back in those times, they were out around other dicks now. They were around men, and they weren't before.
And the men were around other women.
And the men were around other women.
I don't want to put it on women going to the workplace that women are fucking other dicks.
No, absolutely
women
not.
and men got
More
to
than
mingle
likely, it was mainly the man
Yes.
going, hey, there's
women.
vermins in here now.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong here, but when that whole movement began, that is where women began to talk like men. You know, before then, I'm to understand that women were a lot more reserved, and
they weren't allowed to voice their opinions.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. I mean, like I said, in no way was it a better time or was it good. But these are the things that come with,
right?
You know, you just gotta deal with it as it comes.
My thing is, if there's to be equality, then make it that way. Don't have special programs for any one person for anything.
I agree. Let's see.
And everyone should have to register for the draft.
And let's see Conor McGregor and Chris Cyborg get in the ring together.
Conor would probably lose.
Oh, I guarantee it. You know, I'm ready to see that. I'm ready to see, you know, Ronda Rousey and Mighty Mouse Johnson get in there. And
does Ronda Rousey still fight?
Oh my God, I hope not.
It's
not because
she made women UFC fun to watch.
Yes, she did.
She was a boss ass bitch, and I do not use that as a term of endearment. I do not use that disrespectfully.
No, but she did. She pioneered the women's division right into the mainstream, and she was fucking ruthless. Her judo throws, God damn it! If she got a hold of you, you were going to the mat because she was going to flip your ass. You know what I mean?
It's not that I would let that happen. I would be glad if that happened.
But
there's no stopping her from my standpoint. Because she is a skilled fighter.
Shit, yeah. I wouldn't.
She'd be mad. There's no doubt about it.
I wouldn't fight Ronda Rousey. I'd do it for. Pardon. I'd do it for money.
Yes.
Because, you know, I'm willing to get my ass kicked for a few bucks. But here's what my point was to that. I didn't have one, apparently, because I can't think of it. But I was going to say that Ronda Rousey, shit, she lost really, really bad. I mean, she didn't just...
Not once.
No, twice. I mean, she got her head kicked, and it put her the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then Amanda Nunes made her look like an amateur. Like, straight up.
Yeah.
During the entire, 48 seconds it lasted. Holy shit, that was a brutal, brutal, brutal attack of punches. Like, just a flurry of them. And so accurate. Just go bam, bam, bam.
It was like a hailstorm.
You're getting your head hit, like, every 0.5 seconds. No thank you. Amanda Nunes, I don't know if I'd fight her for a good paycheck.
I probably would. As long as I didn't have to, like, last... There weren't stipulations, like, you have to last 3 rounds.
Oh, well, that's not fair.
Just go in there and get your ass beat. Alright, I can do that. Watch me.
You know, there is the biological fact that men are much physically stronger than women. And the average man should be able to compete with a above averagely strong woman
in strength competition, sure.
Well, that's kind of punching. It does.
If you don't know how to
punching.
punch,
Well,
if you don't know how to punch,
well, sure.
I am going to say,
but
I bet
the average man
doesn't know how to punch correctly.
But the average man who's not a fighter but can still throw a punch, you know, you don't have to be a professional fighter to be able to know how to hit somebody. So,
but
you know,
at that level, they're professionals. They do it every single day. They know how to strike and dodge.
You're gonna have your work cut out for you. What I'm saying is, I don't know. I've been in a few scraps. Okay,
same.
Been in quite a few scraps. I'm being modest by saying a few.
But it's been years since I've fought someone.
I should be able to give Amanda Nunes a run for her money. I'm not saying I would kick her ass. She would more than likely kick mine because she's trained in many disciplines that I'm not. But in a straight up street fight, I should still have the advantage to be able to put her down.
It's a street fight. This isn't a street fight.
By the way, not even thinking about how this might sound to the listener, I in no way condone domestic violence towards women. This is just fun, speculative. That's why you don't drink this early, people. This is just fun, speculative adventures that we're going on
And
here.
I don't condone domestic violence. Period. There's no sense for it. If you're gonna hit your spouse, get a divorce. Hit him in the feels, not in the face.
When gay people get in a fight, like a gay couple gets in a fight,
Which one goes to jail?
Well, that's what I'm saying. What happens there? Is that domestic violence, or is
It's
that
still
just
domestic violence? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know who the cops wouldn't know who to take to jail because it's always the man.
Well, isn't that just a couple?
Okay,
Isn't that just a couple of guys settling
taking
some issues
Or women.
the old-fashioned way?
Well, we don't want to assume genders.
Man, that'd be rough. I wouldn't want to be the officer on that call. I'd be like,
I wouldn't want to be an
all right,
officer.
look, you got a higher pitched voice, so I'm gonna assume.
I'm gonna judge.
I'm
by
gonna assume
your
I need to
haircuts.
take this guy to jail. What a week, Andrew. You're getting married this weekend.
Saturday, yeah. If all goes
Saturday.
well. That's the plan, at least, is to get married this weekend.
Okay, I'm pretty excited. Not just for your wedding, but for the reception. I must warn you, I don't stop dancing. I don't. Like, there's no breaks.
You gotta get a drink.
Oh, I'm dancing while I'm getting a drink. You feel me? You see what I'm
I
saying
got
here?
you, I got you.
When I'm at a wedding reception, I mean, the beat speaks to me. The music speaks to me. I'm in the zone. I'm happy. I like those situations. And what I'm saying is, I'm gonna dance my fucking ass off on Saturday. I'm gonna wake up with some blisters on Sunday. If I don't have blisters on my feet on Sunday, I did not dance hard enough at your wedding. I take this shit serious. Now, receptions are not receptions. Ceremonies are boring. So that's the part I'm looking forward
That's
to.
why you're
the
doing
least.
our music. That's why you're doing our music.
Yes, I am doing music. Unofficial DJ. Woo! Now, I'm more excited about driving old fuckers down to the grassy area on the golf cart.
Oh,
I'm the official
You're in
golf
charge of
cart.
that too?
Yeah.
how are you gonna play music and do that?
Catherine, well, ooh. What do you mean? I mean, because everybody should be seated for the ceremony.
You gotta play
right?
some music though.
Oh, well, filler music.
Music's gotta be playing.
Hey man, I know how to set up a playlist. I know how to set up a
making sure.
playlist. Yeah. Don't worry. I got my
mean,
bases covered
I don't
here.
know if I paid the right guy to do our music.
No, you did. Wait, I'm getting paid? Yes! That's good. That's actually good news because that I want to tell you people something, and I haven't even told a lot of my family this and several of my friends, but I quit my job on Friday.
You haven't paid with like love and companionship.
Oh. This is no monetary.
Well, I mean, it could hold monetary value in certain countries.
It could. I could sell that love to somebody who has none. And your love is so good. It's worth more than regular love.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've heard, love can be considered a drug. Your love is my drug is said quite frequently.
It is. You may even say it's oversaid.
So that's relieving, isn't it?
It is a little bit relieving. I'm sure that'll help me feed my family.
Maybe if you hunt and gather.
I will hunt and gather.
But you'll have to do the processing of everything too.
I was definitely working with the hunter-gatherer types. And while I'm able to do those things, they're so far from what I actually want to do.
Yeah.
So that just wasn't going to pan out.
Well, and you're getting old too. You're like, what, 45?
Yeah.
46?
Oh, man, I don't know. How old am I? 50? 51?
I can't even count that high.
Shit. No, my birthday's next week. I'm Gonna be 32 years old. I'm really, I'm shocked. I don't know how. 32. When it honestly feels like 20 was about 2 years ago. So I don't know how I skipped like 10 years, but somehow I did. Oh, wait. I had a child who just turned 10. Or is turning 10 tomorrow, I'm sorry. Holy shit.
I feel like I was... Like,
so that's what happens. Don't have kids.
Gotcha.
Do not have kids,
Oh,
Andrew.
man.
Because from there, your life, the accelerator, it gets slammed to the floor.
It's like he gets a lead foot down on that accelerator.
It is a lead foot down on the accelerator. It is. That's all my children are, a giant block of lead sitting on a gas pedal.
They're not that giant.
Making my life spin out of control.
They're not the obese.
No, they're tall. Haven's tall as shit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, they didn't get it from you, though.
No, they did not. They got it from my dad.
I met some...
I would have liked to have gotten that from my dad, but it just didn't happen.
I met some in-laws yesterday because our family's starting to get in town.
Yeah.
And the gentleman said, "You're a lot taller than I figured you would be." Mind you, I'm only 6 feet tall. I was
Only.
like, yeah? Only because that's... I feel like that isn't that tall. I don't actually remember what the average height is
5'10".
now, but it's... I mean, I'm thankful that I'm at least 6 feet tall, but I'm not that tall.
I would have taken 6 foot and been happy with it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
But yeah, I still would have looked short as hell next to my dad. It's funny because I've had friends in the past that, you know, kind of hike up. They hike up what their actual height is. You know, oh yeah, I'm 6'3". And I go, nah, you're not 6'3". Oh no, I'm 6'3". No, you're not. Because I've seen you next to my dad and you're a shrimp. So you're, congratulations. You're about 6 foot, 6'1". So
I had a guy who worked for me, said he was 6'6", 240. He even had it like embroidered on shirts, 6'6", 240. And I'm like, Brian,
what a douche.
you are not 6'6", and you are not 240 pounds. Yeah, I am. No, you're not. I'm 6 feet tall, and you are not 6 inches taller than me.
Yeah.
At best, you're 6'2". 6'6", 240. There's no way you're 240 pounds because you don't eat well enough to maintain that weight with as much as you do. And you could not, like, he swears he was 6'6", 240.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, that's what he goes on. I'm like, no, you're not. He
Well-
was not 6 inches taller than me. A guy at work who I thought was 6'6", he's 6'4". And 6'4" is respectable. It's 4 inches taller than I am. But it's still not, wow, that's not 6'6". And he's taller than Brian was.
So this fucker from work then, he's the kind of guy says he's got a 10-inch penis, he's packing 5, yeah?
Probably more like 4.5.
4.5. Ooh. Damn. So he's like a Korean. Sorry, Korean people.
I don't work with him anymore.
Sorry,
He
not
doesn't-
sorry.
He doesn't work
but-
for me anymore. Both are applicable there.
Yeah. So we plan on watching Freaked, and we wanted to talk about that this episode, but that's going to be on the back burner for the time being. It's a pretty rare film. I was able to find it on Putlocker, and I'll be able to stream it, so that's great. But, pardon, we've got so much coming up.
Going on.
It's been very busy. Andrew's going on a honeymoon soon, so we're just
on your
gonna
birthday.
we're gonna put that on the back burner, and we're gonna just continue on with a normal episode. But the Freaked episode is going to be coming up, and I can tell you guys I've watched a trailer, 2 different trailers for this film, and I'm stoked. I watched the trailer, and it just... I do not know how this movie escaped me. I'm going, okay, it's got everything I need. It's obscure. It's bizarre. It's got a lot of the right people in it, and it was in my time. So I don't know how that one got past me, but I'm excited for it. We are going to watch it. We are going to do an entire Freaked episode. So that's going to be coming up, I don't know, a couple weeks. Give us some time. We'll get it together someday.
Yes, we will. No, or we won't. I don't know. We'll watch the movie, though. I don't know about getting it together. That's a little too much to promise. And I like to keep my promises, so I'm not going to say that I'll get it together.
I got to get it together, man. I spent all day yesterday cleaning, nonstop, like deep cleaning. Okay, like I moved everything in my kitchen. We've had a little bit of a mouse problem, and I got 2 of them yesterday. I know there's at least 1 or 2 left, and I set a bunch of traps, so hopefully I'm gonna get them. But all day yesterday I was mouse hunting and deep cleaning. I spent 4 hours in my kitchen. You've seen my kitchen. It's pretty small.
Yeah, it's not a big kitchen.
I mean, everything was scrubbed. Ceiling to floor, every piece of everything in my kitchen was, whether it was in the cabinets because it was clean already, whatever. I pulled everything out and just fucking went to town. Scrub, soap. It was... I had so many... there was so much chemical activity in the air, my skin was starting to break out. I had to go take a shower because I was getting little bumps and shit.
You need
on
a
my
Walter
skin.
White suit.
Yes, I do. Hey, if
Well,
you do
hazmat
that deep
suit.
of a clean in your kitchen, I mean, you're probably dealing with as many chemicals as it takes to make meth. So
Probably some of the same.
probably a lot of the same.
I don't know. I mean, I know you can do like, what is it? You put a lithium battery in a soda bottle with some other shit. And you can do a shake and bake. So if it's that easy, I'm positive you got some chemicals there you make meth with.
So I kind of, if it's cool with you, I'd like to talk a little bit about my decision to be unemployed.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna let you guys know I had a very good opportunity. I was in a union, local 669 sprinkler fitters, and this job had a lot of promise. I mean, it wasn't really a job; it was a career choice. I was taking college classes. Was working on construction sites, and I was unhappy. Every day, I wake up and I'm barely got any sleep because all I would think about was how I didn't want to go to work. So I just lay awake to make it go slower because I knew if I fell asleep, in no time, it'd be time to wake up and go to work again. So this was an $83,000 a year opportunity, and that may not sound like a lot in some parts of the United States, but let me put that in perspective. I live in Richmond, Indiana, and that's fucking Richmond rich is what that is.
Really, yeah.
In Richmond, Indiana, that's a lot of fucking money. Anywhere else in a big city, it would have been like making $160,000 a year. Here's the thing. I'm not mechanically inclined. It's not that I'm not. I can do things and I understand a lot of things, but I really just don't like it. I don't like to work with my hands a whole lot. I'm not the kind of guy that just wants to punch a time clock every day. And I just decided to put an end to it before it got to a point where I was making such good money that I couldn't walk away from it because we had built like a lifestyle around it. I never wanted it to get to that point. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it was already getting to where I was making more money than I've ever made in my life, and it was getting harder and harder to think about walking away from that. So, man, I just fucking jumped. Like, I jumped out of the plane, and I guess I gotta pull the chute now and do what I really want to. And that's why I plan on taking this podcast more serious. That's why I plan on looking into getting everything lined up to have a food truck up and going by late spring. Because I've decided that I have to be my own boss. And in the meantime, I am willing to take any menial job I can find. The more menial, the better. I mean, I want to put zero brain power into whatever my next job may be. I want it to be so easy I could do it in my sleep, because I want to focus every bit of my energy and my brain power on the next phase of my life.
Call center operator.
A call center operator. You know,
Telemarketer.
You're right, and I've done that before, and it's fucking, yeah. I need something like that.
I was a call center operator before for a company, and like I never had to call anyone. I didn't pressure sales, but they would call me to buy something.
Yeah.
And then I got paid hourly, and my commission was actually pretty shit. It's like 10%.
Yeah.
No, it was only 10% on bigger items, but like then they just went to a flat rate of like if you upsell something to them, you get a small chunk of that. So if it's worth like $20, then you'll get $2.
Right.
And then if it's a $1,500 thing, you can get $50.
Right.
So
yeah.
I sold somebody. I upsold them it was a lady, and if you put your work into it, you could get more money on your check, which I started to do, and then it takes some brain power. But before that, you just answer the phone, you put in their stuff, you say have a nice day, you hang up, you answer the next call.
Sure.
Just mind numbing repetition.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I was on contract renewals. I probably can't say who I was working for or anything, but
I did sign a non-disclosure act, but I didn't say where I worked or
I did
anything specific.
I'm
sure I'm fine. If not, well, fuck, my bad.
I made political poll calls when they were voting for mayor and things like that. This was over in Oxford, Ohio. And I did poll calls, and I did contract renewals for energy. People got to power their homes. They got to renew them contracts. So, I would lock them in at the same rate they were at, or get them a lower one. And most of the time, you just get the people that want to tell you to fuck off. And you're calling them at a bad time. I'm eating dinner, leave me alone, fuck off. Blah, 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 blah. Real hard asses, because there's a whole lot of phone wire in between us. Say it to my face, bitch. No.
I mean, we never called people, but we had people call us and cuss us out.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, all right, well, I'm glad you're having a nice Thanksgiving. Good day.
My kind of people.
And then I would still be like, so are you wanting to buy anything? All right, well, have a lovely day. Merry Christmas.
I think Bridget secretly likes my wife, by the way. I think...
you think Bridget secretly likes your wife?
Yes. I think Bridget secretly loves my wife. No, my wife Bridget, I think she secretly likes having me home. You know why? I didn't even got to say it. I mean, I'm
do the stuff. Yeah.
How's the cooking? How's the cleaning? That kind of shit. So.
I mean, that's what I did when I was.
And she's bringing home the bacon. I think she has this false sense of authority. Right?
It's probably
now.
not false.
It's not false. She has all the authority. You guys know that.
She always has the authority.
I'm a married man. Any married man who thinks he has the authority, he's either a liar or he's a complete asshole. And the authority that he hasn't earned.
Well, and she's got that attitude. You just listen to her.
Well, let me explain.
I'm not married to her.
Let me explain.
I listen to her.
Let me explain. My wife started at her job as an $8 an hour temp worker. It wasn't even supposed to be a long-term thing. So she worked through a temp agency, made $8 an hour, and I mean, in a short amount of time, very short amount of time, she worked her way up to account manager. And after account manager, I don't know, maybe a year and a half later, she worked her way up to general manager. So now, you know, I'm banging the boss, people. Like, she runs this shit. And it's because that's just who she is. So she's good. She's got a great head on her shoulders. She's organized as hell.
Boss ass bitch.
She's a boss ass bitch. She ain't your basic white bitch. She's your... You know,
No, she's pretty basic.
Nah. But she's a great woman. And she's getting shit done right now. So good for her. And, you know, I'm reaping the benefits of the modern woman. You know, back in my dad's day, you couldn't even think about leaving a job. You know, it wasn't on the table. Why? More than likely, your wife was at home.
Yeah.
She wasn't working. You know, shit. My wife was already making somewhat. She was within $5 an hour of what I was making, so, you know, she was doing pretty well. But now she is winning the bacon. I'm okay with it. It actually turns me on a little bit to see how well she handles that position. Like, it doesn't break her stride whatsoever. And that's cool. Pretty lucky there. Hey, guys. This is kind of scary, but I'm going to have to leave y'all alone with Andrew for a couple minutes while I go and pee.
Oh, man.
If he says anything mean about me, please email me at somuchshitpodcast@gmail.com. Let me know what he says. I'd be curious.
You know, I have to really shit, too, though.
You have to shit?
Oh, yeah, I'm hurting.
Well, but my piss is going to take much...
Oh, yeah, I know.
All right.
That's why I was trying to wait until the end, but, you know, we could just give it a quick little pause. You could piss, I could drop a deuce, and we just come right back up here.
Fine. Hey, we're going to cheat right now, and we're going to click the pause button, and we'll resume shortly.
All right.
What I did was I took a very nice piss, and then I sucked down 2 cigarettes really quick, and my man Andrew here deuced it up.
It was orgasmic.
Was it good?
Yes, I was in pain.
Oh.
I was in pain. I was not very comfortable, but I was trying just to fight through it and get it over with. It was a mistake. I should have just done the deed before we came up here, but I didn't really have to go, you know? Or I should have at least just said something. But I don't like to talk, so...
You know, I like a nice orgasmic poop. It flies under the radar, in my opinion, as one of the best feelings in the world.
Oh, definitely. That's why I could really get behind a Blumpkin. If you have the perfect shit and the blowjob at that time, I believe that no matter how long I've been getting the blowjob, if I take a shit while I'm getting blown, I'm going to come.
Oh, man. You kind of... That was inspiring. I could get behind that. I mean, you know, as far as giving it a try.
But then it's just the whole thing that I'm shitting.
You are.
And it'd be tough to get the lovely to want to do that. And I don't blame her.
You're bringing poop into the
really,
world.
Yeah, it's really close. Now, there's fecal coliform in the air we breathe no matter what. As soon as you flush the toilet, water droplets do vaporize in the air. And shit is literally everywhere.
There's shit particles.
It's on your phone, especially. Any surface you're looking at or feeling, it's there. You can find it.
I'm about to take a quick whiff of my phone. I won't deny it.
I'm a fucking rider.
You don't want to fuck with me. Oh, man. What are you doing?
I am going to look up if... I had heard something about phone mites.
Phone mites?
Yes.
No. Like ear mites?
I don't know. I can't remember. and I wanted to cell phone mites. Let's see what we got. Dust mites on cell phones. So
No.
yes, there are mites and shit that just live on.
We want shit mites on cell phone.
They're there. They're there. So how was your fantasy football last week?
Ooh, well, I'm 2-2 now because last week was not successful. I won week 2 and week 3, lost week 1 and lost week 4. So, yeah, last week I just got plagued with injuries. Ty Montgomery of the Green Bay Packers, Ty Montgomery, stud running back, he got injured. So he only put up a handful of points before exiting the game. Julio Jones, god damn it, he got injured as well. So he only put up a handful of points before exiting the game. And, yeah, you know, it's 50-50 right now. So not having an exciting season, but it's not going terrible.
It's better than 0-4, right?
It is better than 0-4. Ain't that right, Jason Barrett? Poor guy, man. He's got a curse. Every single year he finishes in the bottom or in last place. And that is why our last place trophy is called the Barrett. And
the Ruxton.
it is a it is a trophy which features a golden bear fucking a golden football player from behind, and it has a plaque on it that says "Congratulations, you suck," and then your team name goes on the trophy, and you're forced to hold on to it for a year.
I like it. It's like the Sacco.
Yeah, exactly. Our league is actually called the League because it's
Based on
very based on and
loosely
inspired by the League. So here's something that's got me a little excited. I'm a fan of the band Ghost. They're a gimmick band with a highly satanic kind of gimmick. But the music is wonderful and it's great. So, while I myself am not a Satanist, I can still enjoy the whole thing and take it for what it is. But I'm guessing they're getting ready to drop a new album because they just got rid of Papa Emeritus III. Let me explain. When Ghost began, the lead singer's name was Papa Emeritus. When the second album came out, Papa Emeritus II was featured. And then when the third album came out, Papa Emeritus III. Now the thing is, it's the same guy.
It doesn't work,
They
though.
just changed the way he looks a little bit, and we're supposed to believe that, the guy with a very distinct voice is a whole new person. So anyway,
It's like Snoop Lion.
yeah. Well, yes, exactly, exactly.
Or the Carter
Snoopzilla.
4.
So they actually just did Papa Emeritus's farewell, and the new Papa was introduced as Papa Emeritus 0. So I'm guessing that means a new album's on the way. And they do tour around here, so maybe I'll get to take my wife to see another Ghost concert sometime in the near future.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be awesome.
So, segue here. Are you squeamish?
Depends. I can be.
Well, I have a picture of the Vegas shooter
Okay.
that has been posted
Okay.
by Dan Brazilian, who I follow on a lot of the social medias.
Love Dan Bilzerian.
I enjoy him.
Me
he
too.
He was there
Yes.
when it happened.
Yeah,
I watched his videos on Instagram.
He's catching shit from people because he saw a chick get shot in the head and then
Yes.
he just ran away, I guess.
Well, he said that he saw her face blow up because she was beside him and got hit in the head, and her brains exploded. And then he has another one where he went back and he got guns because you can't carry guns in there. So he didn't have any guns. So he went back and got a gun and went back to the scene And then he had another video where there was nothing he could do, but he has a picture of the Vegas shooter on the floor. But I don't know if you can look at that.
Oh,
I don't know if you're squeamish.
No, I can definitely look at that. Okay.
It's very graphic.
Oh, sure.
He does not look well.
He does not. He looks like he's shot the fuck up. Now, here's my question. How did Dan Bilzerian get this picture?
He probably fucking took it.
After he blasted him in the fucking head.
So,
Because he's a beast.
well, this guy committed suicide. Single gunshot wound, put the gun in his mouth, it looks like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was trying to read an article about him because
I watched Faces of Death when I was 13, and ever since then, it's been a little bit hard for me to be squeamish on things like that.
I messed up and watched a bunch of fucked up shit on the internet with a bunch of friends of mine because they couldn't watch it, so I'm like, I'll watch it. And there were these, I'm pretty sure they were Russians, and they were killing these Czechoslovakian or Czech Republic, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it wasn't Czech because they're not connected right with Russia. But they were kids, and they were, one by one, they were pulling them up and asking them where the ammo depot was, and they wouldn't tell them, so they end up slitting their throats. And kids just asking for their moms and stuff while they're getting stabbed in the back of the neck. And then even when they told them, then they went by one to all the rest that were laying face down with their hands behind their back and just cut their throats.
Good Lord.
And watching that, I was like, oh shit, I don't know why I watched this.
Yeah.
But, seeing people's hands get cut off and shit. I can't remember what website that was on that I watched everything. I know it had a lot of red with it.
There used to be, in the earlier days of the internet, there used to be a lot of sites like that were, like, everybody knew about them. A lot of people stayed off of them, but, they were pretty specifically geared towards grossing you out with real deaths and things like that. Oh my god, I'm trying to remember one of the sites.
I remember, beef and cheese or rotten something. Rotten.
Yeah, no, hang on. I know exactly what you're talking about. There was rotten.com.
Yeah.
That was one of them.
Yeah.
That was the big one at first, was rotten.com. And then, there was like...
Man,
you're so right, though. It was food. It was named after food.
Cheese is definitely in there.
Cheese was definitely in there. Maybe it was... Oh, man. Maybe it was beef and cheese. Damn it. Rotten.com, though. That was the first one. That was the one I was trying to remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll tell you one I watched about maybe 8 months ago. I don't know, 8 months to a year ago. I don't know why I did it. I shouldn't have. I did watch ISIS saw off, and I say saw because even though they used a knife, there was a lot of cutting involved. Like a 12-year-old kid, they just sawed his head off and held it up like it was nothing. And I watched it, and I shouldn't have. And now I don't know. I'm desensitized.
Like, I know I was in definitely before high school, so probably middle school, and I acquired my first laptop from a person I will not disclose the name of, for they might get in trouble for what was on it. But I saw there was video of a guy, it was a Taliban at the time, and they had tied off his hands and his feet, and then they drove to the middle of the square, and they cut off his hands and feet, then put trash bags over it, and just threw him out. And he had a bag over his head. So they left him in the middle of the road without any feet or hands.
Wow.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's brutal. Something wrong with people, man.
Yeah.
They enjoy killing. We're not dealing with a small population of people like this anymore either, because the population is so out of control. It just means there's going to be more people like that.
Yeah.
And I think we just have more psychopaths walking around than we ever have before. And each time a big national story like this comes on, a little part of me thinks there's some sicko out there whose intention is to kill people, and now he's got something to top. See, that guy topped the Pulse nightclub shooting.
Yeah.
And now the record is what, 58?
I don't
58
know.
dead. I don't know what the current death toll is. Last time I checked, it was 58 dead, 515 injured. So we'll just go off of that number, and I'm saying that there's already somebody sitting around somewhere going, well, 58, huh? All right, looks like that's the one to beat. So
Probably. Well, like what I don't know. It's hard to. I don't like talking about it until the actual stories come out.
Sure.
Because there's so much conjecture and speculation.
sure.
I mean, just look at what happened with Tom Petty. They said he was dead, and then they said we never said that.
And then he
Like
was
the LAP,
dead.
so the like CBS said he was dead, and then the LAPD was like, no, we never said that.
Yeah.
You're not going to confirm it, and then he did end up passing. Rip Tom Petty, but there's so much going on with this, and everyone wants to get the story out because they want money. They want to get your clicks. They want to get your views, so they have to tell you stuff, and they don't give a shit if it is true or not. Because
No.
look what happens when they're wrong. They don't do anything.
No.
A couple weeks later, they'll be like, hey, sorry we did that.
There used to be integrity in reporting,
And there's not now.
no, it's completely gone. Nobody cares about it. I hate this clickbait era that we live in.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it. When you click on a story and then you have to scroll through 10 pages to get the whole story, that exact type of shit right there, I'm tired of that. It's like, we'll give you 2 sentences per page, but you got to keep clicking
Yeah.
to get to the end of this fucking story. God damn, that irritates me.
Same.
Yeah. And they used to get me with that, and now I will just click off. As soon as I see it's one of those kind of stories, I just click off. I say, okay, I don't give a fuck.
And it's hard to find any good. I don't believe there's any good sources anymore.
No.
Everything's bought, in my opinion, too.
I guess the ones that I trust are the ones that have been around for the longest, and maybe that's wrong on my part to think that there's still the integrity at those establishments that there used to be. It's probably all changed, but the New York Times, I typically trust it. The Post, I typically trust. I mean, but we're living in a time where now all the mainstream media is just, it's being called fake news by the president. So you've already got an army of people that are exclusively Team Trump, just calling all mainstream media fake news.
But to be honest, I never trusted him before he started that shit.
Sure.
You can catch him in a lot of lies and misinformation anyways.
Absolutely. I used to be pretty exclusive to MSNBC. Never have I been a Fox News guy. CNN I used to like a lot more, but over the years I just kind of fell off. And I guess MSNBC is probably my favorite news outlet still, but I try to not watch the news anymore.
I don't watch it.
I just, I'm a reader, so I like to get the news from my phone, which I guess is the way to do it these days, but
I usually go to Reddit.
Reddit?
Yep. Reddit is amazing. If you've never been to Reddit,
I like Reddit.
It is a little bit hard to start navigating at first.
It is.
When you search for everything, you have to do /r/ and then you type something in, or I guess you can just search for keywords, but it's the front page of the internet. It is the newspaper, and as soon as you get on there, it's going to have the most popular stories at that day, I think, or maybe an hour. I know you can change it, but there are subreddits for just about everything.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
I don't know if there is something that doesn't have a subreddit, to be honest with you. There are people that talk about everything on there.
When I got on Reddit, it was really, really, really being pushed down my throat by a friend of mine. They were like, telling me how wonderful Reddit is, I used to do the chive, which I kind of got off of. But I used to chive back in the day, and he kind of he brought Reddit to me as like a substitute for the chive, which it's pretty fairly similar. And the subreddits that I were on were just pretty much things I'm a fan of. Like I was on the Always Sunny in Philadelphia subreddit and just things like that. But eventually, it just gets to be too much. Like, there's just way too much on Reddit. And I could spend hours and hours and hours looking at all of it.
Yeah.
So.
I started on the no sleep Reddits where they had the fictional scary stories that were all pretty awesome. They have amateur short story writers and professional short story writers just having fun. It was good. But that's where I try to get my information at. But with this quote-unquote internet neutrality, which is all bullshit because that actually doesn't mean neutrality. It's actually going to end net neutrality because they're going to be able to throttle certain companies that can't afford to pay for internet when right now everyone pays the same. It's bullshit. And then they're going to be able to limit what you see, and I say they as in anyone who owns anything in the internet providers.
Yeah.
And mainly the government. Like, I think it's funny when you try to talk about the government and any conspiracy theory, people are like, oh, conspiracy theories. Well, you know what? MK Ultra, everyone said that wasn't going to happen, and then it came out to be true when it was declassified. And the redacted files came out, and they're like, yeah, we did do mind control. Yep, we tested on humans, U.S. citizens, without them knowing it. We just gave them LSD, and we gave them psychotropic drugs, and then we gave them other stuff to try to check out mind control, and MK Ultra turns out to be fucking real. When the people were like screaming about it, no one wanted to listen.
Wow.
It's like, I don't trust the government. They do shady shit.
Now, where were the sources coming from that confirmed that MK Ultra was real, though?
The CIA had to declassify documents. There was a Freedom of Information Act that went about, right? So what happened was they had 4 fucking computers that you could only access a certain database. It was either FBI or CIA, but it was in DC, and the guy went in there, and every day you can only print out so much. And he was having them pay to print out page by page by page, and everyone's fighting to get it put out there. But with the Freedom of Information Act, they had to disclose that information, and it's in the files and shit about it, all of it. I mean, you can find it online now because it's been uploaded.
Wow.
But they release stuff, but then they make it so hard to get there because I'm pretty sure that office closed at like 4 or 5 p.m., and they're like, who the fuck can go to DC to this one building and get down there when you have to work? So some hero fought for us. I can't remember who it was. I remember reading about that.
Another whistleblower, huh? I like whistleblowers.
I mean, he wasn't really a whistleblower, though. He was just getting us the information. Because it was already available, but there was only one location to go to get it.
And he knew how?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, in a way, he's still bringing exposure to something that's not getting the proper amount. But so good for him.
Yeah, MK Ultra's in their files. They're like, yeah, we did that shit.
An American hero. Well, I mean, he's no Hugh Hefner. A true American hero.
Oh, man. Rest in peace. 2 legends.
2 legends. Okay.
And,
Thank you.
Not to...
Tom Petty, man.
Not to discredit the tragedy in Vegas.
No.
Okay?
No,
because
not at all.
It is a tragedy, and I don't feel like I have to say anything else on it. I'm not going to say thoughts and prayers because that's not going to do anything. But the legends, Tom Petty...
Jesus.
And Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner went out on Hump Day.
Yeah, he would.
Which...
That's the only day Hugh Hefner would find acceptable to die on. He's like, Tuesday? Nah. Monday? Nah. Hump Day, bitch.
Yeah.
You know, Friday, Saturday, those are everybody's favorite nights. Not if you're Hugh Hefner, because Hump Day is the day to die. 91 years old. Now, they were reporting it as natural causes, but I don't know if you saw it or not.
Yeah, I
He
saw something
actually
about
had a fatal heart attack.
that. Yeah.
So, fatal cardiac arrest.
Which is Tom Petty.
As did Tom Petty.
You know, what's strange is they are both the last people to die in their lifetimes.
That's true. Tom Petty is responsible for so much important music to the catalog of American music. I mean, I've always said that is one greatest hits album that you can throw on and you do not have to worry about where the skip button is.
No.
Because every song is wonderful and golden, and he had such a way of writing music that made it so it was relatable, but not just relatable. It was his music like celebrated small things.
Yes.
I feel like, and God damn it, man, that one hit me pretty hard. He's just Tom Petty, very important musician to me, in my opinion. One of the all-time greats. So that is sad. And 66 years old. Come on, man, that's too young.
Yes, it is.
66 years old is too young. Hugh Hefner was 91.
Yeah. His first wife's name was Mildred.
Mildred, and his last wife's name is Crystal.
Yeah.
With a K.
Yeah.
Mildred and Crystal. From Mildred to Crystal.
One was a milk maiden, and the other one was a porn star.
Crystal got a real nice pad. Back in 2013,
Yes, she did.
Hugh bought her a house. I saw pictures of that house, and it's pretty spectacular. I'm pretty sure that house is worth more than the amount of money he ended up leaving her, which was, what I read was $5 million. Kind of thought he would take care of her better than that, but...
I mean, if she doesn't have to pay for taxes on the house, because taxes on the house are going to be ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, the house is all paid for. So.
Unless she has royalties at all for anything. But I don't think she does.
Probably not. I would assume not. And I don't think she has any kind of piece of the Playboy empire. So, hey, I don't know.
But I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to get ready for work soon.
Yes.
So
I'm not.
So we're going to have to cut this off.
All right. We doing it again tomorrow?
You know, I want to, but I'm not sure what time because my aunt and uncle get into town today. I work until 1800, and they're going to be here in a couple hours. So they'll have their camper all set up, and I bet we're going to eat breakfast tomorrow morning.
Now, is this
or lunch?
Is this Uncle Ben, and Aunt Heather?
Negative.
Okay.
I do not have an Uncle Ben that I know of, and I do not have an Aunt Heather that I know of.
Well, I was just taking a shot in the dark there. You
I
got to
mean,
admit,
you
it would have been pretty badass if I would have nailed that.
Or if you would have just nailed one of them.
Even just one, because
not
of all the
sexually.
names in the world, it is amazing to just guess somebody's
I mean, you could have
name.
just guessed Muhammad.
Yeah. Well, it is
Or
the most
McLovin.
Muhammad Lee. Lee is the most popular surname in the world.
So maybe tomorrow.
Maybe.
Not gonna bet on it
All right, this is not a promised episode, guys.
because there's also the bachelor party tomorrow night,
That's correct.
and my dad gets in tomorrow.
Am I going to that?
If you want,
If
I
I
can
want?
message you, and you can come. Probably Joseph might have messaged you on Facebook. If you
No.
check your messages or friend requests,
He did not?
I don't know. But
Maybe.
because sometimes if they're not your friend, you can get a message, but you won't actually see it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Not seeing anything, but it's okay.
I can text you and let you know I'll be here. Don't know what's really going on. It's probably not going to be too exciting. But
Oh.
I'm just looking forward to hanging out.
Until I get there.
As long as you don't have pants on.
I'm not wearing pants to your bachelor party.
Good. Neither will I.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with us today. somuchshitpodcast at gmail.com. If you got any complaints, grievances, you want to throw us some shade, if you want to tell us we're doing a great job and that you love us, anything you want, somuchshitpodcast at gmail.com. Why don't you guys do yourselves a favor and play with yourself in the shower tonight, all right?
All right, leave a like and subscribe.
Got so much shit to talk about. Got so much shit to talk about.
We've got so much shit to talk